China gives deadly weapons to Iran. China all in. Why? As tensions between Iran and Israel heighten, global attention is increasingly focused on whether Iran could gain significant support from powerful nations like China. While Israel enjoys a well-established alliance with the United States and other Western nations, Iran's global backing remains ambiguous. China's position on a potential direct conflict involving Iran, despite their strong relationship and shared membership in BRICS, is uncertain. This analysis explores the evolving relationship between Iran and China and assesses China's likely position amid growing regional unrest. Iran and China share a historical bond, rooted in trade along the ancient Silk Road. This connection, built through centuries of cultural and economic exchange, deepened significantly during the Iran-Iraq War of the 1980s. Isolated by arms embargoes, Iran turned to China for military support, a strategic decision that cemented China as a key defense supplier to Iran. According to the Stockholm International Peace Research Institute, SIPRI, China's arms deals with Iran were mutually beneficial, with China gaining economically while Iran countered the influence of the West and the Soviet Union. This set the stage for a cooperative relationship that has steadily grown in scope. In the 1980s, China bolstered Iran's military capabilities by supplying vital assets such as the Shenyang J-6 aircraft, tanks, and missile systems, enhancing Iran's defensive posture. These transactions underscored China's strategic interest in Iran, reflecting its desire to maintain influence in a geopolitically critical region while positioning itself as a reliable supplier for countries facing Western restrictions. The cooperation was not only military but also symbolic, indicating China's willingness to challenge Western dominance indirectly by empowering Iran. In 2021, Iran and China formalized their partnership with a 25-year cooperation agreement, a pact with significant economic, political, and military dimensions. Reuters highlighted that the agreement includes economic and infrastructure support for Iran and represents a critical counterbalance to Western sanctions. For China, Iran is essential to its Belt and Road Initiative, providing a strategic transit point and energy source. This partnership allows Iran to bypass the restrictions imposed by Western countries, effectively positioning China as a pivotal player in Iran's economic landscape. The military collaboration between Iran, China, and Russia has expanded in recent years, marked by joint naval exercises. In March 2024, the three nations held a joint drill in the Gulf of Oman, underscoring their shared commitment to regional security. This exercise, involving over 20 ships, aimed at bolstering maritime security in a crucial waterway and demonstrated their combined strength. Observers from other regional powers, including Kazakhstan and Pakistan, were also present, indicating broader interest in these collaborative efforts and suggesting a regional shift toward multilateral defense cooperation. Iran's efforts to strengthen alliances were evident again in October 2024, when it announced plans for joint military exercises with Saudi Arabia in the Red Sea. This move marked a significant shift in regional dynamics, as Iran sought to forge new military ties and expand its strategic influence. By diversifying its partnerships, Iran aims to counterbalance the influence of Israel and the US, highlighting its strategy of forging alliances to enhance its regional security and geopolitical clout. China's relationship with Iran aligns with its broader geopolitical ambitions. In January, Iran's inclusion in BRICS was seen by analysts as part of a broader Chinese and Russian strategy to reduce Western influence globally. The Financial Times reported that China's extensive investments in the Middle East, spanning Saudi Arabia, the UAE, and even Israel, are aimed at fostering economic stability while maintaining a non-interventionist stance. This approach allows China to maintain diplomatic leverage across multiple regional players, appealing to nations across the global south. One of the most crucial elements of the Iran-China partnership is their energy relationship. In 2023, China imported an estimated 1.1 million barrels of oil per day from Iran, often at discounted rates due to US sanctions on Iranian exports. This mutually beneficial arrangement provides Iran with essential revenue while securing China's energy needs. However, the energy dynamic is also a point of contention, as China remains cautious about any action that might lead to over-reliance on Iran or strain its relations with other Middle Eastern oil suppliers. Despite its energy dependence, China is wary of becoming too deeply involved in the Iran-Israel conflict. Analysts at the Carnegie Endowment for International Peace have noted that China's military relationship with Iran is primarily limited to occasional joint exercises, avoiding the level of commitment that would risk direct entanglements. Although there have been pledges of extensive investments in Iran, data suggests that Beijing is cautious, focusing instead on economic diplomacy and limiting military involvement to symbolic support. China's approach to the Middle East is largely non-interventionist, prioritizing its economic interests and avoiding direct participation in regional conflicts. With the US concentrating on issues in Ukraine and the Middle East, some experts believe China may use this opportunity to assert its influence in areas such as the South China Sea and Taiwan. This pragmatic approach enables China to remain engaged with multiple players in the Middle East without compromising its broader strategic goals. Amid the ongoing Iran-Israel tensions, China is likely to continue prioritizing regional stability while protecting its economic interests. For now, Beijing's cautious stance underscores its intention to maintain balanced relations with countries across the region, including US allies like Saudi Arabia. While China values its partnership with Iran, it is unlikely to directly involve itself in Middle Eastern conflicts, opting instead for an approach centered on economic engagement and regional influence without compromising its strategic neutrality.